Hands up everyone in the Alpine garage who's got any fingernails left. Well, no, thought not.
I'll say it again, this is an outstanding run. Whatever happens in the last 9 minutes of Charles Lacey, outstanding stuff. The tyres one side of this car must feel like they're older than I am. Something approaching 80 laps on those tyres now, with the newer tyres fitted on the left side at the last pit stop, that were fitted at the same time as all 4 tyres on the cars that are chasing.
And yet, he is lapping at the same speed. In fact, he's quicker than the 2 cars that are chasing him. All right, they're sort of fighting each other, but he lapped quicker than the Peugeot and the Porsche on the last lap. He is, in fact, he was the fastest car on track on that lap, and that's why he's still leading the race, even on the older tyres. And that tells you something, and this tells you something as well about the Peugeot, that they've not given up track position or lap time, even on older tyres against the Porsche. So this is maybe part of the reason why Alpine and Peugeot have struggled, is that they're too gentle on their tyres sometimes when you need to be more aggressive. Meanwhile, talking about aggressive, 46 and 92, side by side. And this is the battle for 6th position.
5th.
It is for 5th, yeah, that's right. Richie Leitz ahead of Kelvin van der Linde coming into that. Van der Linde goes back past.
It was only a few laps behind ago that Richard was probably about 3 seconds behind the BMW, so he's definitely got more pace to be able to close that gap. But is it enough to make the move stick?
Well, they've eased away from Ben Barker in the 77 Mustang in 7th place, way behind them. Meanwhile, it is still the 21 Ferrari that leads from the 31 BMW and the 81 Corvette. And there are 31. We're on board with 81. Hypercar comes whistling by. That's the 38 Cadillac Hertz team. No, it wasn't. It was the 35 Alpine. And the BMW hangs on. Charlie Eastwood attacking hard. Let's hear what the team have got to say. There you go, you can't hear what they've got to say, but you can read what they've got to say. Battling for P2 and 3 with the Corvette behind. Everything you've got. 2 to go, then we box. Now, if they're going to have to stop, it looks like the other cars in the top 3 are going to have to stop as well inside the final 10 minutes.
So if they've got to stop, let's have a quick look at the GT3 Energy. That is the 31 car. That's going to mean that the 21 car has to stop as well. So it is game on here for real points.
Yep.
And tight as well, I'd say, as well, for maybe the number 81 car.
And the 92 car should come zooming up the order here. We're hearing from the pit lane, Bruce Trewani reckons a splash for the top 4. So 21, 31, 81, 54. And that means this battle
is for the lead.
Might be the race.
Yes.
Well, this is 31-81, so it is the 46 BMW. 31 breaks for the border now and peels into the pit lane.
Would say there's quite a big gap to play with here, so that this is going to be really, really close. In the last 5 minutes of this race, it could be turned on its head. It always does it, doesn't it? Every single time.
Well, it was wets to slicks, wasn't it, in Cota, that suddenly saw 4 cars race through the order. Ferrari achieving its first LMGT3 victory in Japan last year, but of course the 54 car, that was that team's 3rd win in GT, 2 in GTE AM, in his 31, and out goes 21 and 31. So Charlie Eastwood leads now. Does he need to stop? We believe he does, yes, with 3%. Davide Rigon, first to the flag last year with 6%, 5% last week rather, 2 weeks ago. Probably not going to make it through unless you're Rivera, 10%. Now, I'm sure that Augusto Farfus hasn't got 99% fuel left. That might be a slight glitch. Well, he might just have stopped, but they won't have brimmed the tank.
Thought not. It's a big error if they did. But all up for grabs. So frustrating, I'm sure, for the number 6 car. But let's recognise what's been a stellar run here from Mikkel Jensen, the 93 Peugeot.
And it's still not over, because Laurens Vanthoor is right there. Could this be the move? Not quite. Again, he comes tight in that final corner, and that allows Vanthoor to run out wide and use the momentum, and that gives him more speed onto the straight, which is the last thing the Porsche wants to do.
It seems that the gap is closing as he gets through sector 3, but it's just not enough to make the move and make it stick before he gets
but
into
I don't
16.
see any solution.
And you just hear that frustration.
Yeah, neither to us. 5 laps to go, 5 laps. Maybe turn 15, but yeah, difficult to find any solution.
It's, I mean, Laurens Vanthoor has got his big boy attacking pants on. He's going to send it. It's going to be a last lap lunge. It's almost the only thing that's left. Any opportunity, like here, right behind the Mercedes, if the Peugeot gets held up, this could be it. Corvette through and done. Its tiny splash of fuel is on board. It should get through. That wasn't the chance that Laurens Vanthoor needed. It didn't hold up Mikkel Jensen's Peugeot enough. But that's what it needs. That's what's going to swing the balance, if anything.
So 31 BMW has been through the pits, 21 Ferrari has been through the pits, the 81 Corvette has been through the pits, the 54 sits at the top as we watch again, closing in. Maybe turn 15, they were saying. Is it this time? Will there be an error? There hasn't been so far.
And different cars make their lap time in different ways. We can see from this that the Porsche makes a lot of its lap time in sector 3. The Peugeot makes a lot of its lap time on the straight.
And here he goes again. Lights the afterburner and away he goes. And this has been the frustration for Laurens Vanthoor for what must seem like the last 3 months.
And if the position's reversed, if Vanthoor was in front, he'd hold up the Peugeot all the way through onto the straight and then might well have enough to stay in front by the end of it. But that's not where the positions are right now. Mikkel Jensen is 2 minutes and change, maybe 2 laps from the end of the race.
More to the point, so is Charles Lacey, and if those tyres were going to fall off a cliff, there's very little time for it to happen.
54 Ferrari, Davide Rigon leading in LMGT3, 2 minutes to go, 1% energy. They had the race win taken away from them with a penalty in Cota. They are going to have to give it away. He peels into the pits, 21 Alessio Rivera, back to the top of the pile.
I think that's the winning move for the 21 car at this stage. Played it well with pace. Remember, this is a car that was turned around at least once, I think possibly even twice in this race.
Yeah.
But the 54 will not be getting their 4th win. They may be standing a cheer while the other team car does that. Through comes, by the way, the 81 car. That will be ahead of the 54 after this pit stop.
Yeah, 21 got turned around at least once. 54 got shoved off twice, I think twice on the first lap. Here again, a chance, but the Peugeot keeps the momentum up around the outside of the Lexus and leaves rubber on the corner as he peels it off 60. Again, everything fell right there for Mikkel Jensen, and he had the savvy to get through the traffic.
Last lap for the race leader, Charles Lacey. 8.5 seconds clear. Yes, the gap's come down a little, but he's able to manage it now. This battling pair, it's about, now 21, 5 seconds added to the next pit stop. There will be 5 seconds added at the end of this race. Charlie Eastwood, 8 seconds back. This, though, the race leader, Charles Lacey, in the 35 car. He's coming down now through turn 6 for what will be the first win for the Alpine Endurance team since Monza in 2022, Martin.
The first win in Hypercar down to turn 10. It's going to be a red letter day for Alpine. It's going to be a big day for the red, white and blue of France as well, because this will be Peugeot's best result if Mikkel Jensen can hang on to second place. 2 French manufacturers on the top 2 steps of the podium, and Laurens Vanthoor is going to try and make sure that if they're on the podium, Peugeot will not be second, but Jensen again wriggles through traffic, and again, if he can just get onto the straight, even level with Vanthoor, that will be almost enough. Vanthoor just doesn't have the overlap. Onto the straight comes Charles Lacey. The Alpine Endurance team win in Hypercar for the very first time. It is Alpine who will win the 100th World Endurance Championship race here in Fuji. A phenomenal success for FIA Philippe Signo's team, who brought Alpine into Hypercar, and Peugeot take their best ever result in second place with a 93, ahead of the frustrated Laurens Vanthoor. But Alpine, what a day for them. And that wasn't because anybody was excluded, that was because they drove a great race.
We've got massive dramas in LMGT3. What was 8 seconds is 5.1. Alessio Rivera from Charlie Eastwood with the car ahead with a 5-second penalty to come. There are yellow flags at turn 16 that have just been removed. What is the gap going to be? It's under 5 seconds. Could this be changed at the line? Looks to me like the 21 car is going to cross the line ahead, or is he?
This could be the second race in a row where an AF Corsa Ferrari wins, only to not win. Charlie Eastwood 3.6 seconds back.
I think he's out of fuel.
Alessio Rivera may be on fumes.
I think he's out of fuel. I
He
can
is
see the
coming.
Corvette.
Eastwood in the background. He might not even beat him to the checkered flag. He's trying to come out of the corner. The car is still going, but that's pedestrian pace. Charlie Eastwood in the Corvette might even take it at the line. But there is that 5-second penalty for the 21 car. They are first to the checkered flag. Eastwood 2 seconds behind in second place. I'm sure the team were on the radio. Eastwood was flashing the lights. There's the time penalty added. So it is victory for Corvette. Second place for the 21 car and third place for the 31 BMW.